Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 439, The Mysterious Bookshop. Intermediate. Once upon a time in the small town of Whistlewood, there lay a quaint bookshop by the name of Whispers and Pages, run by Mr. Elias, a kind elderly gentleman with silver hair and round glasses. The shop was known throughout the town for its cosy atmosphere and mesmerizing collection of books. Every shelf and corner of the shop held stories waiting to be discovered. Molly, a curious 14-year-old with great fondness for adventure novels, frequented this magical place every Saturday after her chores were finished. Each visit she would dive into a new book, forgetting the world around her. One rainy afternoon, as the wind howled outside, Molly uncovered a peculiar book tucked away in a neglected corner of the store. It was bound in faded leather, with intricate designs etched into the cover. No title, no author's name, nothing to identify it. Intrigued, Molly brought the mysterious book to the counter, where Mr. Elias was polishing his glasses. "Mr. Elias, where did this one come from?" she asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. Mr. Elias peered over his glasses, examining the book. "Ah, that old thing. I honestly don't remember when it came into my possession," he said with a slight chuckle. "It's been here as long as I can recall, but I've never actually read it. Why don't you take it home, Molly? See what secrets it holds." Molly was thrilled. Taking the book home felt like the beginning of a new adventure. She thanked Mr. Elias and hurried back home, holding the book tightly under her coat to protect it from the rain. Once home, Molly rushed to her room, dried off the book and cautiously opened it. The pages were old but well preserved, filled with hand-drawn maps and cryptic symbols rather than words. Each page turn revealed more maps, each one more complicated than the last. Molly spent the entire evening studying the peculiar book. She laid out the maps on her floor and compared them. To her astonishment, some of the symbols seemed to replicate landmarks around Whistlewood. It dawned on her that this book could be a treasure map, or perhaps a guide to something mysterious yet unexplored in her own town. The next day, Molly set out with the book tucked in her backpack, determined to follow the maps. She started at the town square, as depicted in the first map. Moving cautiously, she navigated through alleys and side streets, each turn corroborated by a symbol or marking in the book. Her journey led her to the outskirts of Whistlewood, near the old mill that lay abandoned by the riverbank. According to the book, this was the spot. Heart racing with anticipation, Molly started searching around. Hidden beneath a loose plank by the water, she found a small rusted metal box. With trembling hands, Molly opened the box. Inside, she discovered a collection of old coins, a faded photograph of a young man who looked remarkably like Mr. Elias, and a letter dated back over 50 years ago. The letter was written by a young Elias, explaining that he had buried these personal treasures for someone brave and curious enough to find them. Thrilled with her find, Molly hurried back to Whispers and Pages to share the story with Mr. Elias. Upon hearing her tale and seeing the items, old memories flooded back to him. He recounted tales of his youthful adventures and how he had hidden the box as a testament to his younger days. Moved by her discovery in Mr. Elias's stories, Molly suggested they display the items in the bookshop, along with the mysterious book, as part of a local treasure exhibit. Mr. Elias agreed, thrilled at the idea of sharing his past with others. From then on, the bookshop gained even more popularity, and Molly found herself deeply involved in its operations, thrilled to be part of keeping the magic of Whistlewood's history alive. She also learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes the greatest treasures are not the objects one finds, but the stories and the connections they uncover. Vocabulary notes. Quaint. Definition: attractively unusual or old-fashioned. Example: in the small town of Whistlewood, there lay a quaint bookshop by the name of Whispers and Pages. Similar words: charming, old world, picturesque, delightful. Frequented. Definition: visited regularly or habitually. Example: Molly, a curious 14-year-old with a great fondness for adventure novels, frequented this magical place every Saturday. Similar words: visited often, patronized, habitually went to. Peculiar. Definition: strange or odd, unusual. Example: one rainy afternoon, Molly uncovered a peculiar book tucked away in a neglected corner of the store. Similar words: odd, bizarre, weird, uncommon. Intricate. Definition: very complicated or detailed. Example: it was bound in faded leather with intricate designs stitched into the cover. Similar words: complex, detailed, elaborate, convoluted. Thrilled. Definition: caused to feel a sudden sensation of excitement and pleasure. Example: Molly was thrilled. Taking the book home felt like the beginning of a new adventure. Similar words: excited, delighted, overjoyed, exhilarated. Cautiously. Definition: in a way that deliberately avoids potential problems or dangers. Example: moving cautiously, she navigated through alleys and side streets, each turn corroborated by a symbol or marking in the book. Similar words: carefully, prudently, warily, vigilantly. Anticipation. Definition: the action of looking forward to something, typically involving both pleasure and patience. Example: heart racing with anticipation, Molly started searching around. Similar words: expectation, excitement, eagerness, foresight. Recounted. Definition: tell someone about something, give an account of an event or experience. Example: upon hearing her tale and seeing the items, old memories flooded back to him. He recounted tales of his youthful adventures. Similar words: described, narrated, related, told. Exhibit. Definition: a public display of works of art or items of interest, held in an art gallery or museum or at a trade fair. Example: Molly suggested they display the items in the bookshop, along with a mysterious book, as part of a local treasure exhibit. Similar words: display, show, presentation, demonstration. Valuable. Definition: worth a great deal of money or of high importance, utility, or esteem. Example: she also learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes the greatest treasures are not the objects one finds, but the stories and the connections they uncover. Similar words: precious, beneficial, worthwhile, important. Story written by ChatGPT Turbo AI. Image created by Designer AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.